Welcome to the final episode of our Dark Forces lore play series. Everything we've done so far has led to this. We are finally on board the Archammer, the mobile factory of the Dark Trooper project, and the flagship of General Rom Mohc. So while Kyle puts a stop to the secret Imperial weapon, let's talk about the lore behind the Archammer, General Mohc, and the Phase 3 Dark Trooper. Our mission here is to plant some charges and escape the ship in a shuttle. The Archammer was classified as a factory ship, but because it was so large, it was also a dreadnought. It was about 6 times the length of a standard Imperial Star Destroyer, coming in at nearly 10 kilometers. It was one of 2 factories that produced Dark Troopers, but we blew one of them up earlier in the game, so this is the only remaining source. To ensure its secrecy, it would constantly jump to new coordinates, which is why it's been such a pain getting here. We had to go through this whole rigmarole of getting navigational data, decoding it, breaking into the Executor. This ship was worth billions of credits, and the Empire was very serious about protecting their investment. The factory was under the control of General Rom Mohc. He was a hero of the Clone Wars and was unique because he really enjoyed hand-to-hand combat. The dude fought droids with his fists. Say what you will about him, but that's badass. He was kind of a nut job though, and even after the Clone Wars, he continued to fight droids just for fun. He felt that combat should be personal and that every soldier had the right to face their enemy. So he was very much against the impersonal style warfare represented by the Death Star. His obsession with battle droids drove his desire to create the perfect battle droid for the Empire, which resulted in the Dark Trooper project. The idea of a battle droid still seems impersonal to me, but the Phase 2 and 3 models were meant to serve as droids or as suits of armor, allowing a soldier to wear it into combat. After the destruction of the Death Star, his project was approved and the Dark Trooper began production, which is why we're here on this ship now. Earlier in the game, we already encountered the Phase 1 and Phase 2 Dark Troopers, and at the end of this level, we have our final fight with Mohc himself inside a Phase 3 Dark Trooper suit. It was larger and stronger than even the Phase 2, and those involved in its development referred to it as a bipedal tank. Surely this will be the fight of our lives. Oh, I guess he's stuck. Well, bugs aside, let's talk about the Phase 3 as it's supposed to be seen. Standing nearly 3 meters tall, it was armed with a large assault cannon and 2 shoulder-mounted missile launchers along with frag grenades, concussion grenades, and thermal detonators. 2 dual blaster cannons were hidden on each wrist. For a guy so obsessed with hand-to-hand combat, Mohc sure seems to be stacking the deck in his favor. Unfortunately for him, I'm also stacking the deck in my favor by playing this game on easy, so he goes down without a problem, and one of the few Phase 3 models in the galaxy is destroyed. They can be seen in some other Legends materials, including Empire at War and a story with Tiber Zan. But for the most part, our success here will mean the utter destruction of every Dark Trooper. With the charges set and Mohc defeated, all that's left for us to do is find a shuttle to escape. And here's one now, guarded by the most loyal trooper I have ever seen. Seriously, the ship is going to explode, your general has been killed, but this guy is so hungry for a promotion he's guarding my only escape route instead of just taking it for himself. I can be your hero, baby. Come on dude, save yourself and leave Kyle Katarn to die. What's wrong with you? As we escape, the Archammer explodes, costing the Empire billions of credits and removing a major threat to the future of the Rebel Alliance. Darth Vader, witnessing the explosion, simply calls the loss an unfortunate setback and states that the Force is strong with Katarn, which is interesting considering he becomes a Jedi in the very next game. I don't think the developers were hinting at anything like that at the time. I think Vader was simply saying the loss of the Archammer was the will of the Force, but it's kind of funny how that worked out. For his heroic actions against the Empire, Mon Mothma awarded Kyle Katarn with the Star of Alderaan. The medal was only ever seen awarded to Kyle and one other video game character that eventually also became a Jedi, Kian Farlander of the X-Wing series. With that, our story comes to a close, along with my very first lore play series. I want to thank you guys for sticking through it and leaving such positive and constructive comments. If you have any more ideas to improve the series, I'd love to hear them, because I really enjoy making these. They're a fun way to talk lore in a more creative way. So I'll be starting a new lore play series very soon. If you want to watch the entire Dark Forces series from start to finish, check out this playlist. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always,